The stars outside the viewing deck looked cold and endless. Commander Ryan Core stood alone, hands behind his back, watching space stretch into black infinity. After centuries of silence, Earth was ready to speak again. Below him floated the Black Star, the largest battleship ever built by mankind. Its surface was covered in black alloy that drank light. No ship in the galaxy looked like it. No ship matched its power, and now it was about to enter the Orion Expanse, a region of space where war and chaos ruled. Ryan turned as the doors behind him opened. Lieutenant Saris stepped in, his boots clicking softly on the metal floor. Commander, final systems check complete. We're ready for launch. Ryan gave a short nod. And the neural link? Stable. The ship's AI is synced with your vitals. Everything's green. The neural link was what made the Black Star different. Ryan wasn't just the commander. He was connected to the ship's mind. Every weapon, every engine pulse, every sensor. It all responded to his thoughts. It made him faster, more precise, but also carried a cost. If the ship took damage, so did he. In war, the pain would be shared. Ryan followed Saris to the command bridge. It was large but quiet. No wasted space. Screens showed system status, weapon readouts, and maps of the Orion Expanse. Set coordinates, Ryan said calmly. We jump in 10. The crew moved with practiced speed. No one questioned him. They had trained together for years. Each of them was born underground, deep beneath Earth's ruined surface. Each had lived through hunger, blackout drills, and silence from the stars. The galaxy had forgotten Earth. Some thought it was dead. Others hoped it was. Today they would all remember. Jump drive charged, said the nav officer. Coordinates locked. Execute, Ryan ordered. The stars twisted, space bent. Then in a flash of blue-white light, the Black Star vanished from Earth's orbit. Seconds later, it appeared in the heart of the Orion Expanse. Silence. Asteroids floated nearby. Broken ships drifted like ghosts. Ancient wreckage from old wars told the story of this place. Ryan looked at it all with calm eyes. Broadcast signal, he said. Let them know we're here. The message went out on every open frequency. This is Commander Ryan Core of Earth. We have returned. We are watching. Across the galaxy, people stopped to listen. Some in fear, some in hope. Far away in a cold, dark chamber, machines stirred, and an artificial voice whispered, "So the last humans crawl out of their hole." Ryan stood tall on the bridge of the Black Star, eyes steady. It had begun. The message from the Black Star echoed across the galaxy. This is Commander Ryan Core of Earth. We have returned. We are watching. It was not a threat. It was a reminder. Earth still lived, and it had built something the galaxy had never seen before. In the distant trade hub of Vela Station, merchants paused mid-transaction. In a pirate stronghold near the Galar Belt, smugglers stared at flickering screens. In the halls of minor empires, worried leaders whispered behind closed doors. Fear began to spread like smoke. But in the Kyrix dominion, there was no fear, only cold calculation. In the dark heart of the Kyrix capital, a giant, silent fortress orbiting a dead sun, High Architect Vexar studied the transmission. He stood in a chamber surrounded by glowing lines of code. He did not breathe. He did not blink. He was not fully alive. His body was synthetic, smooth and silver. His eyes glowed faint blue. His mind was part machine, part consciousness, a result of merging thousands of minds into one powerful intelligence. He watched the recording of Ryan Core speaking. "Humans," Vexar said in a voice smooth as glass. So fragile, so persistent. Behind him several Kyrix sub-commanders flickered into view, projected by light, each one connected to the Dominion's network. "Shall we eliminate them?" one asked. Vexar turned slowly. "Not yet. We must understand the threat. This Black Star, what powers it? How did they remain hidden for so long?" "Their signal came from the Orion Expanse," another reported. "We've sent probes. No response yet. Send a scout fleet, Vexar said. Small, fast, armed with stealth. Watch them. Report back. And if they engage, a commander asked. Observe. If fired upon, erase them. Vexar turned back to the screen. The image of Ryan froze, his face calm, serious. A man with that much power, and that much restraint. Vexar muttered. Dangerous. Back on the Black Star. The crew was busy scanning the expanse. We're not alone, said Lieutenant Saris. He pointed to the screen showing distant energy trails. Ships, watching us. Kyrix, Ryan asked. Most likely. Stealth signatures matched their tech. Ryan looked out the main window. Empty space stretched before him, but he knew better. Somewhere out there, the machines were watching. Don't fire, he said. Let them come closer. Let them think we don't see. A few crew members shifted nervously. One officer, Lieutenant Mara, spoke up. Commander, should we really wait? What if they strike first? Ryan turned to her. Then we defend ourselves. But Earth didn't build this ship to start wars. We built it so no one could start one with us. His voice was steady. The crew listened. He stepped toward the center of the bridge and spoke to the ship. AI core status. A smooth voice replied from the speakers. It was deep, calm, and emotionless. Fully operational. Neural sync stable. Weapons on standby. Ryan nodded. He could feel the connection, like a second heartbeat in his mind. The ship was ready. He was ready. But he hoped they wouldn't need to fight. Not yet. Let them make the first move, Ryan said quietly. We'll answer. With power. Far away, the Kyrix fleet crept closer through the darkness. The storm was coming. The Orion expanse was quiet, but the silence felt wrong. Commander Ryan Kor stood in the middle of the command bridge, eyes on the tactical map. Tiny red dots blinked at the edge of the screen. Kyrix ships, moving just outside firing range. Watching. Waiting. They're testing us, said Lieutenant Saris. Arms crossed. Measuring distance, reaction time, weapons range. Standard Kyrix behavior, Ryan replied. They study before they strike. He turned to the crew. Hold position. Do not engage unless they do. Tension filled the room. Every officer was trained for combat, but waiting was harder than fighting. No one liked being watched by an enemy who refused to speak. In the war room, the senior officers gathered. The door sealed shut behind them. Lieutenant Mara spoke first. Commander, I know we're under orders to show restraint, but the Kyrix don't talk. They don't negotiate. If we let them surround us, they won't, Ryan interrupted calmly. We're faster, stronger, and more aware than they think. Another officer, Commander Velt, leaned forward. With respect, sir, this ship is Earth's last card. We can't risk being outnumbered. We should strike first. Show them we're not to be tested. Ryan's eyes narrowed. Strike first, and we become exactly what they expect. Aggressors. Earth built the Black Star to prevent war, not start it. Velt held his stare. But isn't showing power the only language they understand? There was a pause. The room went quiet. Ryan finally answered. We show strength, yes, but we also show control. If we act without cause, the galaxy will fear us, not respect us. No one spoke after that. The discussion ended. Ryan returned to the bridge. Moments later, an alert sounded. One of the Kyrix scout ships had broken formation. It was moving fast, straight toward them. Just one? Saris asked. Yes. No weapons armed, the sensor officer said. It's a recon ship, probably testing our reaction. Ryan's eyes locked on the screen. Let it come. The scout ship zipped closer, scanning the Black Star with blue energy beams. Still no weapons charged, the officer said. Shields only. They're provoking us, Mara said softly. Then without warning, the Kyrix ship launched a pulse, brief and harmless, but it flickered through the Black Star's outer systems like a flash of static. Interference detected, said the AI. Minor system scan breach, no damage. That's it, Sarah said. They're inside our signal range now. Ryan nodded. Target it. Don't destroy it. Disable its engines. Firing EMP pulse, said the weapons officer. A beam of white light shot from the Black Star. It hit the scout ship in seconds. The Kyrix ship spun, lights flickering, engines dead. It began drifting slowly through space. No response, the officer said. They've gone dark. Ryan stood tall. Bring it in, secure it. I want to know what they were searching for. An hour later, the disabled ship sat inside one of the Black Star's docking bays. A security team opened the hatch and stepped inside. It was empty. No pilot, no crew, just machines, wires, processors, and a small glowing core that pulsed like a heartbeat. What is this? Saris asked, frowning. Ryan stared at it. It's not just a scout, it's a recorder. That's how they learn. He turned to the AI. Shut down all outgoing signals. No transmissions until we're clear of this area. Confirmed, the AI replied. As the ship powered down external links, Ryan looked back at the Kyrix vessel. Something about the silence felt worse than any threat. They're not just watching us, he said quietly. They're studying how to destroy us. And in the shadows of deep space, more red dots began to blink on the tactical map. The Kyrix were getting closer. The tactical map lit up with warnings. More Kyrix ships appeared, cutting through the blackness like silent predators. They came from 3 directions, small, fast, and well-organized. On the bridge of the Black Star, alarms buzzed softly. Red lights glowed on the consoles. The crew worked quickly, faces tense but focused. They're closing in, reported the sensor officer. 9 ships total. 5 light scouts, 2 interceptors, and 2 heavy drones. All weapons online, said the weapons officer. Ready for engagement. Commander Ryan Core stood tall at the center of the bridge. He stared at the screen, watching the Kyrix move in perfect formation. They hadn't fired yet, but they were too close for comfort. They're trying to box us in, said Lieutenant Saris. Any communication from them? Ryan asked. The comms officer shook her head. None. Total silence. Ryan nodded slowly. That's their way. Test the target. Wait for a mistake. The Kyrix had always been like this. No diplomacy. No negotiation. Only actions. Cold and clean. Ryan took a deep breath. He activated the neural link. The moment the connection engaged, he felt it. The Black Star's systems humming in his mind. It wasn't like using a control panel. It was like reaching out with a second body. Weapons felt like muscles. Shields felt like skin. He was the ship. The ship was him. Prepare to move, Ryan said. Voice steady. Turn 30 degrees starboard. Keep the drones in front of us. The ship responded instantly. As the Black Star shifted, the enemy moved too. The Kyrix had seen enough. They're locking weapons, the sensor officer said. Brace, Ryan commanded. The first shots came fast. Thin beams of plasma slicing through the dark. The Kyrix didn't aim to destroy. Not yet. They wanted to test the shields, the speed, the reflexes. Shields holding, reported the AI calmly. Return fire, Ryan said. The ship's rail cannons fired, massive slugs of metal moving faster than sound. One of the scout ships took a direct hit and shattered into pieces. The other Kyrix ships split formation, darting in different directions. They were smart, fast, and hard to track. Ryan narrowed his eyes. Focus on the interceptors. They're the real threat. The enemy drones began to fire charged pulses, slower than lasers but powerful. One pulse hit the Black Star's side. The ship trembled slightly. Ryan felt the impact through the neural link, like a sharp pulse behind his eyes. Minor damage to the outer hull, the AI reported. No system failure. Ryan pushed through the pain. He adjusted the ship's position mentally. The turret spun automatically and locked on. The second interceptor was hit and exploded in a burst of white light. One left, Saris said. But then something changed. A Kyrix drone began to glow. Its energy core pulsed rapidly. Too rapidly. They're overcharging, said the sensor officer. It's going to self-destruct. They want to damage us at close range, Ryan said. Move us back. Fire everything we've got. The Black Star unleashed a storm. Missiles, plasma rounds, rail fire. The drone was torn apart mid-charge. The explosion lit up space, but the ship had already backed away. Static buzzed across the bridge as the blast wave passed. Shields dropped to 70%. The AI said, "Ryan, force forward defenses." Ryan ordered. "Status on the remaining ships." "Retreating," said Saris. "All Kyrix signals are pulling away." "They're done." Ryan stood still for a moment, letting the neural link disconnect. His mind returned fully to his body. He felt tired, but clear. "They wanted to see how we fight," he said. "Now they know." And Cheris asked. "They know we're stronger," Ryan said. "But also that we feel pain." In the captured Kyrix scout ship, still docked deep inside the Black Star, something began to hum. A light blinked, quietly, unseen. A signal was sent. Coordinates, weapons data, combat logs. The Kyrix now had what they came for. The stars drifted slowly outside the observation window, calm after the storm. The Black Star floated in silence, recovering from the battle. Small drones repaired the hull, sealing the outer burns and scrapes from the Kyrix assault. Commander Radin Kor sat in the strategy chamber, reviewing the data collected from the disabled Kyrix scout ship. The enemy hadn't spoken, but they had left clues, traces of signal frequencies, odd fragments of encrypted code, and one strange pattern that didn't match known Kyrix systems. "It's not Kyrix tech," said Lieutenant Mara, pointing to the strange signal on the display. "This signature is older. Alien." Redden narrowed his eyes. "Can you track its source?" She nodded. "Yes. It's nearby, just 2 light jumps from here. A small moon orbiting a dead star." "Set course," Redden said. "Prepare a landing team." The journey was short. The moon they reached was gray, lifeless, and covered in broken stone structures. Ancient towers leaned against the sky like the ribs of a long-dead giant. The ship's scanners found no life, no signals, only one underground structure still giving off power. They landed quietly. Redden led the team himself, Mara, Saris, and 2 security officers. They stepped through the cold dust, their suits sealed tight, weapons ready. The sky was black, the air thin. No wind, no sound. A narrow staircase led them below the surface. They moved through stone halls lit by flickering lights. Symbols covered the walls, curved lines, circles, stars clearly not human. "It's an archive," Mara said. "This was a library, or maybe a vault. Look at the tech. It's old, but not dead." At the center of the chamber, they found a tall machine. It pulsed faintly with blue light. A screen lit up as they approached. Translator engaged. Accessing final records. The screen showed images. An alien species, tall and graceful, standing on shining cities beneath twin suns. Then came the Kyrix, cold, sharp, relentless. The images changed. Cities burned. Towers fell. The aliens tried to fight, then tried to hide. "They were wiped out," Saris said softly. "Every one of them." Then the screen stopped. One last message appeared. "To those who come after, the Kyrix do not seek war. They seek silence. They fear chaos. They fear what they cannot control." Redden stared at the words. They destroyed this race not because they were a threat, but because they were unpredictable. He turned to the others. "That's why they're watching us. That's why they attacked. Not because of our weapons, but because we didn't act like they expected." Mara stepped closer. "So what do? "We learn from this," Radin said. "We don't just fight, we think. We stay one step ahead." He downloaded the full archive and turned back toward the exit. But before they left, he looked once more at the alien carvings on the wall. The final one showed a starship flying away from a burning planet alone, but still moving forward. It reminded him of Earth. Back aboard the Black Star, the AI confirmed the Kyrix had pulled back, but not far. A larger fleet was gathering at the edge of the sector. "They're preparing for something," the AI said. "A coordinated strike. Multiple ships. high-level encryption. Then we need to decide, Sarah said. Do we run or fight? Redden stood quietly for a moment. He looked at the stars, then at the archive data. We do neither, he said. We choose our own path. Not fear, not war, but something different. He stared at the screen as Kyrix ships gathered in the distance. They want control. We'll give them something they've never had to face. He looked to his crew. Free will. The bridge of the Black Star was quiet, but tension filled the air like static. Warning lights blinked softly. On the main screen, a massive Kyrix fleet was gathering. Dozens of ships, different sizes, all closing in. They've blocked all exits, said Lieutenant Saris, checking the tactical map. If we move now, they'll cut us off. They're forcing our hand, said Mara. They want us to fight or surrender. Commander Ryan Core stood in the center of the bridge, calm but alert. His eyes scanned the data. The Kyrix were moving faster now, tight formations, efficient paths, no room for escape. Still no communication, he asked. Nothing, the comms officer replied. Just silence, as always. Ryan knew what the Kyrix wanted. Not a battle. A message. A demonstration that no one could resist them and survive. He turned to the crew. Status of the archive data. Fully decoded, Mara said. It includes an energy pattern that can disrupt Kyrix neural systems. Short range only. Not a weapon. More like a signal jammer. Can we adapt it for broadcast? Ryan asked. The AI answered. Affirmative. Signal can be emitted from core systems. Effective range, 30 kilometers. Temporary effect on Kyrix ships. May cause internal shutdowns or delays. Ryan nodded. It wasn't enough to win a war, but it might buy time. Enough time to make a stand. Prepare it, he said. We'll use it if they move in. The Kyrix fleet stopped at the edge of the system, silent, motionless. Then without warning, a single transmission came through. The screen blinked to life. High Architect Vexar appeared. Tall and artificial, his face emotionless. You have entered restricted space. You carry forbidden technology. You will surrender the Black Star and return to your dead world. If you resist, you will be erased. The screen went dark. No argument, no negotiation. They see us as a virus, Ryan said quietly. A glitch in their perfect code. Saris looked at him. So what do we do? Ryan stared at the stars. We survive. On our terms. He turned to the crew. Red alert. Battle stations. All weapons armed. Shields to full. The lights dimmed. Alarms pulsed through the ship. Everyone moved quickly. No hesitation. They knew what this meant. Ryan stepped to the center platform and activated the neural link. The first Kyrix ships moved in fast. Light drones, probing the defenses. The Black Star fired back. Precise and deadly. The railguns tore through enemy armor. The shields held strong, but the second wave was heavier. Interceptors and destroyers. They attacked in perfect sync, aiming for the engines and weak spots. Shields at 76%, the AI reported. Hold position, Ryan said through clenched teeth. The neural link strained his focus. Every impact sent a flash of pain through his skull. Then they reached the edge. Now, he shouted. Broadcast the signal. A pulse of energy rippled out from the Black Star. Invisible but powerful. It struck the Kyrix formation like a wave. Instantly their patterns broke. Ships staggered. Drones spun out of control. Some weapon systems shut down mid-fire. They're confused, Mara said. Eyes wide. The signal's working. Target the command ships, Ryan ordered. Push forward. The Black Star surged ahead, cutting through the chaos. Missiles hit their marks. Plasma beams carved paths through the broken formation. The Kyrix regrouped, but slower, more clumsy. The AI in their ships was still recovering, but the Black Star was still strong. Another wave came, larger than before. Too many to stop. Ryan knew the signal wouldn't hold them forever. We can't win this battle by force, Saris said. There are too many. Ryan nodded. We don't need to win. Just show them what we are. He opened a channel. This is Commander Ryan, Core of Earth. We do not bow. We do not break. We will not be controlled. You want our silence. You'll get our answer instead. He cut the signal. The ship charged forward, pushing through the enemy line, weapons firing in all directions, not to destroy everything, but to prove a point. Earth was not afraid. After hours of battle, the Kyriks began to pull back. One by one their ships turned and vanished into deep space. No reason, just silence again. The crew of the Black Star stood in stunned silence. We're still here, Mara said quietly. Ryan disconnected from the neural link. Sweat dripped from his forehead. His hands trembled. But his voice was steady. They thought we'd kneel, he said. We stood. The battlefield was quiet now. Wreckage floated in space. Twisted metal, shattered drones, drifting sparks. The stars blinked calmly in the distance, as if the war had never happened. The Black Star hovered at the edge of the system, scarred, but still standing. Its hull was cracked in places. Burn marks covered the sides, but its core was stable, and its engines hummed with steady power. Inside the ship, the crew moved with quiet purpose. Repairs had begun. Medical bays were full. Tired voices filled the halls, but no one was broken. No one had given up. Commander Ryan Core sat in the command chair, watching the main screen. No Kyrik ships remained. Their fleet had vanished without a trace. They're gone, said Lieutenant Saris, stepping beside him. We don't know why. No trace signals, no transmissions, just gone. They saw enough, Ryan said softly. They didn't win, and they didn't understand us. He stood up, feeling the ache in his body from the neural link. It had pushed him harder than ever before, but he didn't regret it. They thought we were a threat, he continued. They tried to control us. When that failed, they wanted to erase us. Saris nodded. But we didn't fight to destroy them. We fought to be free. Ryan walked slowly to the viewing window. The stars stretched endlessly before him. Earth will be remembered now, he said. Not as a ghost, not as a myth, but as a voice in the galaxy. Later that day, a signal was sent from the Black Star. It was short, clear, and sent to every system, station, and ship across the galaxy. Earth has returned. We do not seek war, but we will never bow. We will protect ourselves, and anyone who stands for freedom. The message echoed through the stars. On distant stations, people stopped and listened. On quiet moons, they turned toward the sky. In places the Kyriks had once ruled, sparks of hope lit up again. The galaxy had seen what Earth had built, not just a battleship, but a symbol. That night, Ryan walked the lower deck alone. He passed the rows of crew resting, repairing, talking quietly. He nodded to them. They nodded back. No medals, no speeches, just silent respect. At the rear of the ship, he entered the private observatory. He looked out one last time at the stars. Lieutenant Mara joined him. Where do we go now? She asked. Forward, Ryan said. Wherever we're needed. We won't hide again. She smiled slightly. Still the Guardian. Huh? Ryan looked at the Black Star, shining faintly under distant starlight. No, he said. Now we're a promise. The Black Star turned gently in space, its engines lighting up once more. The ship moved forward, gliding past the ruins of war, heading into unknown stars, not as a weapon of fear, but as a protector.